Hey everybody, so I feel like everything needs to be automated these days. Otherwise, you just won't get the kind of results you're looking for. The business world is pretty cutthroat after all, so you need to find efficiency wherever you can get it, especially with payroll tools like Square and Gusto. Also, if you haven't signed up for Gusto yet, you can use my link down below in order to get up to $600 back with your sign up. But I'm all about making informed decisions, which is why I'll be comparing Square and Gusto today. I'm going to tell you about my experiences with both of these platforms and give my final verdict about which payroll tool comes out on top. Let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to break down their pricing points. Gusto has 3 different packages you can go for, starting with the simple plan. This package costs $6 per employee per month, plus a flat $40 a month subscription fee. Honestly, those $40 will basically be a drop in the bucket compared to your overall charges. For example, if you have about 50 people working for you, your total cost will be $340 per month, and just 12% of that will be the subscription fee. Now, of course, this is just the basic package. Gusto has some more advanced pricing tiers as well that come with their own cutting-edge features. I personally went with Gusto Plus because the platform's got a 25% discount going these days that brings the monthly subscription rate down to $60 per month. As for the per user charge, you'll be paying $9 per employee per month. I should say, this is the package I ended up going for. I felt like it offered a great mix of features at a pretty reasonable price. All things considered, sure, it's a steep increase from the basic plan, but those extra features are more than worth it, at least in my book. I'll go into them a little bit later in more detail, but let's focus on the pricing for now. Gusto also has a super high-end package called Premium, which I thought was just a bit too expensive. I mean, it costs $135 a month just to subscribe. And that's not even mentioning the $16.50 you'll pay for each employee every month. To be fair, it does offer some exceptional features, but it's probably best for really big companies that can afford the overhead. So how does Square stack up? Well, for starters, it only has one plan on offer called the full service payroll. It's a bit cheaper than Gusto's basic plan at $35 a month, but the monthly charge per employee are pretty much the same at $6. Now, Square also advertised a separate contractor-only package that comes with no flat monthly fees. You just need to pay $6 monthly per contractor and you're good to go. But get this, Gusto has a contractor package too, and it costs exactly the same as Square's version. Basically, if you don't have any W-2 employees just yet, the contractor package can be a good way to save some cash. Overall, I'd say that Square lost by a hair in this round. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5, whereas Gusto gets a 4.5 out of 5. Moving on, it's time to dive into those features. There's a lot to unpack here because honestly, both Square and Gusto brought their A game to the table. If we start with Square, they've got automated payroll, of course, but what I really loved was the many different ways I was able to disperse payments. I usually pay by direct deposit, but some folks like to keep it old school with like checks, and it turned out that Square automates that as well. And what's more, Square even lets you send payments directly to your employees' Cash App, which is great because it means fewer transaction charges on both ends. I also appreciated the fact that Square gives you unlimited pay run. I've had some bad experiences with payroll platforms that charge you for each payment run, but that just wasn't a concern with Square. Automatic tax filing is another area where Square helped me out big time. I didn't have to think about filing W-2s or 1099s, which is usually my least favorite part of running a business. All I needed to do was set it up when I started using Square, and those tax filings started happening behind the scenes each and every single month. It's a pretty reliable system too, which is kind of important. Failing to file payroll taxes can have the IRS knocking at your door so fast you won't even have the time to say tax break. It's fair to say that Square helped me avoid quite a few lawsuits, so you can already tell that I'm gonna give them a high score. But with all of that said, Gusto's not messing around either. In fact, there's one particular area where it leaves Square in the dust. I'm talking about benefits management, which is an essential part of running a company with a low employee turnover rate. Gusto helps with everything from basic health insurance to employee 401ks, but it also goes way beyond that. Like I'm talking workman's comp, paid time off, and both life and disability insurance. I was especially surprised to find out that Gusto let me offer my employees commuter benefits all from the dashboard. And let me tell you, the people that work for me were really happy when I rolled all of these out. And to be fair, Square offers some assistance with basic benefits as well, but it just doesn't do anything near as much as Gusto on that front. I'm not docking any points for Square here, but Gusto deserves some bonus points for that for sure. But what about the features outside of payroll? I mean, us business owners need some help with other operations as well, many of which tie into employee compensation. For example, I know I need help with time tracking and scheduling, and it just so happens that Gusto's great for that as well. I was able to manage time off requests and even create synced calendars that would factor all those days off in. Scheduling for employees used to be an absolute nightmare for me, but Gusto practically made it a walk in the park. I even sent out some surveys to my employees to get their thoughts on how things were going, so I really feel like Gusto proved its worth in this area. Now, Square offers 10-day scheduling and the ability to calculate overtime, but that's pretty much it. I expected a bit more from the platform, so I'm a little disappointed, not gonna lie. That's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 in the features department. There's just nothing to complain about and so much to appreciate. Square does a pretty solid job here too, so I'm giving it another 4 out of 5. Finally, let's talk the user experience before tallying up the final scores. When I think of the user experience, the first thing that comes to mind is integrations. There are all sorts of third-party apps you'd want to incorporate to make life easier, and Gusto's compatible with practically all of them. Square mostly offers its own integrations, which are great, don't get me wrong, but I prefer to have a bit more control over my payroll process. And then there's the matter of hiring and onboarding new employees. Gusto software made for a seamless onboarding process, both for me and my new hires. The Plus plan even comes with applicant tracking and tools to advertise job openings. The user interface itself is pretty great on Gusto. With a simple design that anyone can use, Square is evenly matched with Gusto here though. And I'd even say their interface is easier to use than Gusto's. But then again, that might be because it doesn't offer the same level of sophistication in its features. I'm still giving it some extra points, but it might not be enough to help it come out on top. I'm thinking that Gusto gets a 4.5 out of 5 here and Square gets a 4 out of 5. And the winner is, drumroll please, Gusto. And with a final score of 14 out of 15, there's very little about this platform that I can complain about. It's relatively affordable, offers features that are purpose-built for both small business owners and large corporations, and its interface bundles it all up in an intuitive package. The benefits management and time tracking systems especially stand out, and I hope that other platforms start offering features like this in the future. Square ended up with a score of 12 out of 15, which honestly isn't bad. I do think that Square is better than a lot of the payroll platforms I've tried in the past. It might even be in the top tier. But as far as this contest is concerned, it just wasn't able to surpass Gusto's superior combination of usability, functionality, and affordability. Also, just to note, if you haven't signed up for Gusto yet, you can use my link down below in order to get $600 back when you sign up. So there you have it. Are you gonna try either of these platforms out? I'd love to hear your thoughts if you do. That's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.